Victoria on Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, and I am here at 7:57 p.m. in my parents' backyard to do an unboxing video of Jubilee Zinevella 3rd-time's-a-charm edition. Just got back from the river, Glen Otto, spent some time in the water. My daughter's upstairs watching SpongeBob. I wanted to get out here while there's still some light in the sky to share with you the Jubilee zinevellas-in-their-zinewear that I made for this 3rd-time's-a-charm edition of the Jubilee Zinevella project. It's almost a year after I made, or a little more than a year after I made the first unboxing video of the first printed version of this story, which I've been working on since 2018. Now it's 2020, and it feels like the future, August 2020, and it feels like the future, but it also feels heavily present. The second edition came out in February of this year, and a lot has, as you may know, been going on since then. So I'm happy to have been able to still create this 3rd-time's-a-charm edition of this project, and I'm here to share the zinevellas-in-their-zinewear with you. And while I do so, I will draw your attention to different parts of the project and different people and supply chains that have contributed to it. Yeah. So, of course, if you have any questions about anything you see in this video, feel free to reach out and ask me. Anyway, so I think there's 20 copies this time. Each one is bedazzled and bespoke in its zinewear, which are like book jackets but more femme. You'll see what I mean when you see. Okay, ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm happy. I feel riverated. I'm wearing this silk tank top that was a gift from, or a hand-me-down from Chloe Alexandra, an amazing sound artist and person in New York, and so I'm happy about that. And that's the first thing I'll call your attention to. Here come the zinevellas. So this is the first one I will show to you. As you can see, like all the zinevellas-in-their-zinewear, it's hanging on a 1/16 galvanized steel wire, which was purchased from Rigging Products on Columbia Boulevard in Portland, one of my favorite stores, maybe my favorite showroom to visit. Along its handle, it says, let's see if I can do this right for you, or maybe it's this way. It says Muddy Joy, and that reminds me a little bit of my adventures tanking in Nebraska, both in 2004 and then 2008 with my friends from the Star Crew, Carla Steskill and Katie Howard, as well as various other friends. Tanking is where you float down the river inside of a horse trough. And in 2008, we all pulled over on the side of the river, pulled our tank over, and got into a mud fight. And that is the moment I most associate with Muddy Joy. So that's its handle words. And as you can see here, we've got this T-shirt printed photo collage. It's got a picture of some beads that were made by Hannah Piper Burns, as well as two of the beads from the picture sewn on there. It's got a card, a picture of a card from Dana Dart McLean. My dogs are barking, as they do when they're outside. Dana and Hannah were both recipients of Jubilee Zinevella 2nd edition copies. And I had asked previous recipients if they'd like to contribute any kind of objects or images to this 3rd edition, and Hannah and Dana were two of the people who did so. There's also this watercolor painting, which you can see the image of in the background of this, which was also made by Dana Dart McLean. I've also included a little calligraphy from the one and only Jade Novarino, who was a recipient of the 1st edition, a copy of the 1st edition of the aforementioned Jubilee Zinevella. It says 2nd Annual Human, which I think fits into this being the 1-year anniversary of the 1st edition of Jubilee Zinevella and the Jubilee Zinevella unboxing. And then you can see here this little piece of a maybe painting or drawing by Anima Correa, who also is a recipient of the 2nd edition of Jubilee Zinevella. And all of this is applied to or sewn onto a piece of handloom fabric, which I got from the Bonderbons, which are the hill tracks that connect Bangladesh to Burma. Bangladesh has a really deep and rich textile tradition going back for millennia, and right now in Bangladesh, a lot of the clothes that we made, like fast fashion clothes, are made in Bangladesh, and I think that might overshadow the fact that they have a real wealth of textile knowledge and capacity, and beautiful things are made there, not just fast fashion. And just like a lot of exploitative practices done by colonizers, it really takes advantage of the ancestral knowledge and wisdom of the people that are being exploited. So, yeah, Bonderbon fabric. So this is Muddy Joy. You'll be seeing more of this fabric throughout this unboxing. Spoiler. The next one I have here is one of my favorite ones to make, one of the last ones I made. See both sides here. This one's name is Luxury Fragment, and I tried to make it extra opulent to honor that entitlement. And this one, the base fabric is a fabric I had made by myfabricdesigns.com. You can upload any kind of graphic and they'll print it on fabric and send it to you within a month. I got 5 different yards of fabric made from them. This is from a picture, like an image that I was working on for my mommy blog. It's kind of abstract. I do a lot of like smart lassoing and preview on my MacBook Air. And that's one of it. Another of the fabrics I had made, you can see here and here, which it was a scan of a copy of Jubilee Zinevella from the first edition. This one also has a piece of the jeans that I've been using to fabricate this project. I think this is the last piece of those jeans. These jeans were my Fast-C jeans, so they've been to Burning Man, where Jubilee Zinevella takes place, or a fictionalized appropriation or approximation of Burning Man. Anyway, so Burning Man is the main character in the story, and these jeans then loop back to that. This fabric here is from Anima Korea, as well as this kind of spirally rainbow fabric, or plastic ribbon. I'm really interested in ribbons and ribbon diagrams, so that was a nice thing to include. This kind of safety pin that would go on diapers reminds me of my friend Jenny, may she rest in peace, who was my childhood best friend, and we spent a lot of time in this backyard. She lived just across the fields, and we'd walk back and forth to each other's houses. So that is a connection to her. I've also got some of this tie-dye fabric, which was a gift from Taylor Hurley, who also received one of the second editions of Jubilee Zinevella, and who is an amazing artist and friend, just like everyone else that I mentioned. Yeah. So this is Luxury Fragment. Up next is Bubbling Kin and Bubbling Kin. This is a zinewear, which is made from some lace and iridescent fabric and this gold fabric and this gray sheer shimmery fabric. All came from Katie Howard, who is one of my dear friends, a member of the Star Crew, one of my Candy Raver buddies from college, 1999 to infinity. It also includes this inalienable screen print from Garima Thakur, another amazing artist and recipient of Jubilee Zinevella. This is like a little pocket. And this one actually doesn't contain a copy of Jubilee Zinevella, but because it's for Mimi, it's got a little book that I made for her. The cover is made from a collage of images which were shared by Penny Goring, again, an amazing artist in person, who is tied to this project. And it's got here, it's inside cover says Simimi's World, and it's got this kind of bubble art. Bubble was Simimi's first word, so that's why I chose Bubbling Kin for her. Bubbling Kin. And next up is, I love all of these, and I love this one too. This one's name is Surge Loop. Loops are important to me. And it was made with a screen print of a custom painting by Hiba Ali. Again, amazing person, artist, thinker, teacher. I met through the class she gave for homeschool, a free pop-up art school here. And online, it was called ICU, Connection and Control, 2018, I think. And we connect over our affinity for supply chains and shipping, but she painted this just for Jubilee, and you can see it says there Jubilee Zinevella. It really touched me to receive this gift, and so I feel like this copy is pretty special. It's got it's as all the screen prints are done, or t-shirt prints. It's on the fabric, the handloom fabric from the Bonds. It's got a pocket with some embossed printed denim from Katie Howard, as well as this sheer fabric from Katie Howard, and then it's got a little ribbon flag detail, which is from the custom fabric. This custom fabric is kind of a scan of all the copies of the first edition of Jubilee's Zinevella-in-their-zinewear. So this one's tying the room together. One of the kind of constraints or approaches that I took to this round of Jubilee in their zinewear was pockets and flags, and so you'll see a lot of pockets and flags. I'm looking at a bird that's flying above me. Can you see? I think it's a hawk. That landed in those trees above there. The sunset's also really pretty. Let's see if we can see it. That's Sage Loop. Next, hi sweetie. Next up is Doomer Juggalo. Okay, that's cool. Doomers and juggalos are two like niche subgenres of style or aesthetic that I respect, and I think that they have a lot of understated power in their kind of way of being. So I'm honoring them in this together in this copy. This one here, the base fabric is from Tabitha Nicolai, who is the one who inspired me to make my own fabric by sharing this fabric with me. This is a soybean field rendered through a deep dream program, which is like a artificial intelligence thing that's kind of cool. It makes everything look very psychedelic. But so yeah, it's got the deep dream soybean field, some of the denim I mentioned, as well as this printed fabric from Anima, and this kind of, it's a loose, soft ribbon from Taylor Hurley. Doomer Juggalo. And this one was part of the series that I made where I didn't waste any of the letter beads that I pulled out of the bag to choose my words from. So it's got some extra letters on it, which I arranged in alphabetical order and strung onto the handles. This one has JKMMN on it. Doomer Juggalo. Vicious Mosquito. Next up is Spongy Liquid. Is there such a thing? I don't know that much about like states of matter, but I think a spongy liquid would be cool if it is. I mean, I can imagine it being cool and kind of ASMR. Maybe slime, something adjacent. This one has the base fabric of the multiple scans of Jubilee Zinevella First Edition, and it's got a pocket with the backing of the Vonderbond handloom fabric. And the pocket images were shared with me by Holly Childs, who is maybe my first internet friend, first Twitter friend for sure. She's a writer, critic, artist from Melbourne, and I love her. And I'm very grateful to her for sharing her images. There was a lot of clouds. This one is taken from a airplane window. Here's some tall flowers. She also gave a few roofs with solar panels. The buttons were given by Sidonie O'Neill, who is another, of course, amazing artist, performance artist. Half of the performance pair Dead Thoroughbred with Keon Gaskin, also a really great person. This also has some scales made from some Nike fabric that Tabitha Nicolai so kindly offered up. So yeah, lots of love on this one. Spongy liquid. Next we have, ooh, what's this? This is Marble Tomorrow, and I can't hear the word marble without thinking about Jasmine Yende, who gave an amazing homeschool lecture entitled Marble back in 16, I think. My, how time flies. So that's kind of a token or like a symbol of my admiration of Jasmine and their work. And tomorrow is kind of a nod to this thought of the Jubilee Zinevella as a work of kind of futurism, even though now the book is set in August 2020, and so while I was writing it, that was the future, and now it's not anymore. It's the heavily present. August 2020 is heavily present. This one has the color rendition of part of the collage I made of some of the images Penny Goring sent me, including one of her copy of Zinevella hanging on the wall in her living room. So I think it's cool that it kind of looks like this figure is holding the purse. It also has a little piece of like wood crayoned on by Anima Correa and some pieces of red fabric cut into shapes that kind of mimic Anima's shapes from fabric from Garima. So, Marble Tomorrow. Next, ooh, this one's long and dangly. This one is named Cozy Bromance, and I had a really hard time with the name of this one, and it kind of changed a few different times. At first it was Koi Romance, but then I was trying to kind of incorporate some of my stray beads that I'd forgotten about, because this was part of the series where I was leaving no bead unstrung. And the leftover beads in alphabetical order are SVXXX, which kind of says sucks, and I do think that Cozy Bromance kind of sucks for the rest of us, at least. Anyway, so that's the story of this one's title. The base of this is some custom-made fabric that is printed with screenshots of Burning Man photospheres from Google photospheres from Google that were submitted by people at Burning Man, and this is of the salt flats, the ground on the salt flats, and a little bit of the shadow of the person taking the picture. It's also got a little bit of my desktop on there. This mesh fabric is from Anima. This mesh fabric is from Katie. It's got in its pocket, which is also its flag, a piece of packaging from the LOL Surprise Dolls, which, you know, are kind of the leaders in unboxing videos. So Mimi's dad got her some LOL surprises, and she said I could include this in this Zinevella. So thanks to them both. It also has a few beads here as a little kind of dangly that were given by Taylor Hurley. And maybe I can show you in this one the book itself, just so in case you're curious. It's Jubilee Zinevella. It's 123 pages long, printed on 16 weight paper. The story is also accessible in PDF form and online, so anybody can read it, not only if you have one of these copies. If you're curious, it is a near future fiction, kind of fan fiction story about a quest and the movement towards Jubilee, which is in the story about forgiveness of debts and an erasure of hoards, and working towards that, and why that's important and what it might look like. So yeah, this next one is entitled Mossy Invisibility, which is one of my favorite pairs of words I was able to come up with. I hear geese. Summer's almost over. This one, the base is some custom-made fabric. The flag is of the shiny fabric. Let me show you the geese. Can you see? Here we go. And then the pocket is made from some images submitted by Tabitha Nicolai, or given to use by Tabitha Nicolai. Is there anything in this pocket? No, but could be. It seems I've made this one big enough for like your cell phone or whatever. They should be pretty sturdy. This is welding wire, which was given to me by my boss, Ryan Robinson. And then ring terminals, which are used in auto mechanicry. Yeah, and then the handles are on with ferrules, which I didn't know were a thing until I started working in the shop at a tree farm. I've learned a lot about the things we put together vehicles with. Mossy Invisibility. Next up is kind of one of the simpler yet more complex looking members of this family, and this one's named Dwell and Fumble and Risk, and it's made on the fabric that is a screenshot of one of the prior scans of these zinevellas, as well as some of this fuzzy fabric that was given by Taylor Hurley. I made some bean bags out of bespoke bean bags for the first exhibition for homeschool called Snap, which was at Compliance Division in May of 2016, and I used some fabric kind of identical to this fabric, but in like pinks and purples instead of yellows and orange, and so it was really sweet to see this fabric here from Taylor. I'm not sure if she knew what she was doing or like how much memory she was tapping into when she shared it with me, but I'm very grateful to her for this fabric and being able to use it for this project. I always like recursion and iteration. It's my jam. I'm going to try and get this done before it gets too dark out here because it's mosquito time. And I've been getting bad bites this year. This one is Sonic Pink Quilter, and whenever I think about quilting, I think about Telfar Clemens and their show Quilted Comfort, which was in February of 2012. And this one is made with the bespoke fabric I mentioned before, as well as some of this iridescent fabric and some corduroy fabric, both from Katie Howard. Sonic Pink Quilter. I really like the Sonic movie that came out this year too. So let's call back to that. Next, this one is cute because it's the only one that has a little short handle. It was the last of the wire that I had left. So it's kind of an outlier in that way. Its name is Fake Blood. It's got this fingernail fabric, as well as some lace, which is from the Art Farm, which is a residency in Nebraska where I made the first edition of Jubilee Zinevellas-in-their-zinewear. And it's also on the back of every copy of Jubilee Zinevella. The back cover is a photo of that lace. So this one has lace on the front and lace on the back. Fingers here, fingers there. Fake blood. Real love. Next is my neighbor shooting a gun, as they do out here in the sticks sometimes, punctuating the celebration. This one is named Puppy Face Zone. Me and my friends in college used to call each other puppy as a term of endearment, like, hey puppy, aw puppy. So I was thinking about that when I chose those words. This is on the Salt Flats surface fabric with some shapes. One is from Tabitha Nicolai, the other from Garima, and then its pocket is, you can see, from Penny Goring's work. And then it has a little bit of the fuzzy sunshine fabric from Taylor as its flag. Puppy face zone. Okay. Next is darker complexion to this one. Its name is Cool Escape Thingy, and I was thinking kind of about escape rooms and portals and no way out but through. Hi, Mimi. This one has as its base the Deep Dream fabric from Tabitha. It's got a little shape from her fabric from Nike. It's got a shape from Garima and one from Anima. This flag has some photos from Holly Childs, as well as a little bit of a collage I made out of the images that Tabitha shared, and then another little peekaboo shape out of Garima's fabric. And on the back, it's got a little bit of the imagery from Penny Goring. So this one's got a lot of love. Love this guy. Yes. Hurrah! Okay. Next was one of my favorites to make. It's got this kind of ostentatious bow blob made out of tissue paper that was in the package that O'Neill sent to me. It's mostly this sheer silver dark fabric from Katie Howard. It's got a little accent of one of the photos submitted or shared by Tabitha Nikolai as its flag. Simple but meaningful. Does it have some fabric underneath? Oh, it does. It's also got some tie-dye fabric from Taylor Hurley as kind of like undergirding it. And this one, did I say what its name is? Its name is conch knot. So I'm thinking about like spirals, shells, conch knot. Conch knot, let ye be conched. Conch. Don't let me stop you from conching. Okay. This one is named Jazzy Roomba. Can you imagine a jazzy Roomba just kind of like looping through your house, kind of at its own pace, its own trajectories, kind of just bobbing and weaving? This one has some finger fabric as well as this kind of like accent. Oh, this one is the one with the second handle, which is also in homage to Telfar Clemens and the Telfar bag, which is, iconic. One of my claims to fame involves a brush with Telfar, so you can ask me about that if you want to hear more. It's also got some of this fuzzy fabric, which was from a scarf that I got in Grand Island, Nebraska, when I was at the art farm or on my way to the art farm. Jazzy Roomba. Next up, another one of my faves. This one is named, what is your name? Daft Punk, which, is a play on Daft Punk, who I could also tell you stories about. This one, its base fabric, I think, is the first you've seen of this fabric, which is also of a screenshot of a photosphere found on Google Maps of Burning Man. This one is the trash fence, which makes a appearance in the body of Zinevella, Jubilee Zinevella. It's got this kind of like accent ruffle of corduroy from Katie Howard and a necklace from Sidonie O'Neill, which has some really like beautiful luminescent milk glass beads, I'd say. Daft Punk. Next is Blarney Rantasm, which is a nickname that my friend Annie gave to me back in 06 or so, from a typo we saw on a sheet of like a printed like stationery set. Was where that started, but Blarney Rantasm was her invention, and she liked to call me Blarney, and sometimes herself. She called herself. It was one of those nicknames that went both ways. Blarney Rantasm. It is made with this deep dream fabric from Tabitha, the iridescent fabric from Katie, as well as mesh fabric from Panama. Blarney Rantasm. Annie makes a lot of appearances in the story, as well as my memories of Burning Man. So it's an homage to her and how much I love her. Just a few left to go. Next up is this guy. Simple, elegant, sloppy elegance, as is my custom. This one is named Boxing Jogging. You know, the jogging was this weird, like, internet art Tumblr page run by Brad Trammell, amongst other people. Brad Trammell. Ask me about my grudge against Brad Trammell. I will tell you. It's got a little deep dream fabric, the salt flats fabric, and the fuzzy fabric, as well as a bow from the iridescent fabric from Katie. And then again, this is from Tabitha. Boxing and jogging, then box the jogging. I mean, I don't know everybody who's involved, but anyway. Okay, next we are here once more on our hand loom from Bonderbon. This is mainly the collage that I made from images shared by Tabitha Nicolai. It's also got a couple pieces from Sidoni. This is the container for a smart ring that they gave me. I'm just wearing my mood ring, which, you know, has its own intelligence, but smart rings are a thing. I guess they are fun. I'll let you know. Also some beads that Sidoni sent to me in the bag that they were sent in. And what's this one's name? Pinch Snarl. So these kind of stronger knots or ties, connections, ways to link. That's what I was thinking of when I chose those words together. Pinch Snarl. Next up, this one is kind of an homage to, what's that guy, Matisse, like his cut paper collages. It's got an image from Tabitha, some of this fuzzy sunshine fabric, piece from Garima from Tabitha, and here is a piece from Anima, protected in clear tape, as well as another piece from Tabby's. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like dragon scales or unicorn skin is what I think it's. This type of fabric, Nike made it. And this one is named Shadow Journey. So yeah. I'm sure that's kind of an evocative phrase, so let it evoke for you what it evokes for you. And that's it. All I have left are foil and this iridescent fabric I cut off when I was supposed to use it, but I never did. But it has a pocket and is a flag. So yeah. Those are the zinevellas-in-their-zinewear from the 3rd-time's-a-charm edition. You can see them here in all their glory behind me. I'm going to put them back in the box, take it inside, and make it to bed. So let me know if you have any questions or